with more than 130 wine, beer, and spirits producers gathered in one convenient location. LA Wine Fest is the ultimate wine tasting experience. Sample wines from 14 countries alongside snacks from some of LA's best restaurants and food trucks. Visit lawinefest.com or your local fine wine retailer to buy your tickets today. That's lawinefest.com.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the PM show with Robert Conrad. That is our main man.
Thank you, darling. Hey, when I was at Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
a picture was taken with these two guys. Do you know who they are?
Let me hold them up. Let's see.
Yes.
Phil and Don Everly.
Yeah.
I'm cheating, though.
Yes, I know. You
Because
read
it
it.
says that.
Well, hold it so our audience can see that.
All right, they're getting a good glimpse there. Check them out. Look at you all handsome in there.
Hey, they were at Warner Brothers Records. They were big super recording stars. And I had begun my singing career for Warner Brothers Records until they gave me the material they wanted me to sing. And it wasn't what I was used to doing, so I did that one rendition that we play here of Again.
Right.
I did it in 2 takes, walked out, and that was the end of my wanting to pursue that career. I got an inquiry from one of our emails about my theater. Said when your dad introduces me, he says stage. I did The Fantastics, which was a classic, played longer off-Broadway than any other play ever, and I did Carnival, which was a great play. I did it at 11,400 seater in St. Louis, and then we took it from there to Atlanta, and then we were going to take it from Atlanta into Broadway, but I got an opportunity to do a movie for Richard Brooks, so I left the play. And then I did a tough one called 1776 at the Little Theater on the Square in Illinois. It's a little theater, but it's classy. And that was some of the stuff that I've done on stage. I always loved it. I loved it. And there's a lot of tension doing it, too.
I bet. Live performances got to be a little stressful.
Well, I used to walk out, I remember when I was doing Little Theater on the Square, and I walk out and I saw a few empty seats in front, and I said, that's just, well, Mr. Conrad, relax. You're sold out. That's a bus that brings these people in, and it's running late. Relax.
Right.
And I said, okay, I'm sold out? Okay, good.
That's all I needed to hear.
That's all I needed to hear, so that was that.
Wow. That's unnerving. People don't realize the difference between being on camera or being behind the microphone and then when you have the live crowd.
No, it's...
You never know.
No, it's
different.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of it. There wasn't anything I didn't like.
Must have been exhilarating to finish after in a live performance, the end of it, after it's over.
Same thing with the Wild West. I mean, it was so much tension with the stunts. We all went across the street to a pub, and we just would unwind there because it was so much tension.
You needed to decompress,
There was so much, and I never watched the Wild West because it was on Fridays, and I was working till 11:48 every Friday night.
Wow, 11:48.
Yeah, but
not 45.
No.
No.
And subsequently, I've seen the show, and I look at some of the stunts, and I go, that guy was nuts. that guy was crazy.
Thank God he was nuts, though.
Back to Warner Brothers days.
Yes.
I'm there at Warner Brothers, and my little girl Joan, who came up to me with her sister Nancy and said, Dad, who's your boss? And I said, my boss is a guy named Jack Warner. And I said, well, that's the name of this studio. I said, yeah. So well, we'd like to meet him.
Ooh.
I said, you'd like to meet this Jack
You meet
Warner?
the boss.
And I said, well, and I got on the phone. And are we going into commercial?
We are.
In the background. Anyway, I'll tell you after commercial what happened. It's kind of interesting. And Eric Estrada is going to call in. And
Eric Estrada will be here.
If you want to talk to us, the phone lines are open. So
absolutely
call
open.
in now if you want. And if
800.
you don't, but then don't say to me when you run into me somewhere, I tried to call you. Well, here, now you can't.
All right, 800-336-2225, 1-800-336-2225. We're going to finish up Bob's story about Warner Brothers, and we're going to get to our guest of the day, Eric Estrada. We're very excited to have him with us. And stay tuned. Stick around. We'll be back in a couple minutes. It's CRN Digital Talk Radio, The Robert Conrad Show.
This is a